Yeah, I love those the ancient ancestors. Yeah, that was really neat that they showed up. Do they have a name? I just know them as the ancient ancestors. They're highly shamanic kind of individuals that um yeah, they've always been around. Like I met them first before I started my human soul journey. I was an angel by nature. And I was one of the angels that was assigned to Earth, right from the start. And so when I came for that, it was the ancient ancestors who were in charge, and the angels were assisting the ancient ancestors. And then I got so involved in what we were setting up that the words kind of failed because I mean, I chose it, but like angels don't have free choice. So I was shown that my next mission was to totally veil my angelic nature and take on a human nature, a human soul. And so my agreeing to that was my first act as a human with free will. So it was given to me as an assignment, but to really take on the assignment, I had to agree to it. And that was the first time, because angels don't have free will. They're just emanations of God. They just do what God wants, period. There's no sense of free will. They can't do bad karma or good karma because there's no free choice to an angel unless they're assigned this whole human soul journey. Then they receive free will as part of that, but then you have to go through, the whole thing. I mean, starting out as, you know, pieces of rock, you know, graduating to maybe a stream, and then graduating maybe to a bacteria or a virus, and slowly working the way up until you're granted a human soul for the first time. It's been a long journey. I've been here since the beginning. Literally. But we all are. As infinite divine beings, we all are. So, yeah. Okay. For me, there are a certain number of people that I contracted with beforehand to be available at a certain time in their life to help them go through certain changes, advance to a certain level. And so there's like a foundational group that's small, and there's like a more direct relationship or familiarity between us. And then there's like a larger group where, like, if we should come in contact with one another, then that would fulfill the contract, but it's not as sure and direct. And then there's a larger group that could find their way to me, and some of them for the first time, but they'll be in alignment. So there's really not a particular contract with those people. There's just a possibility that if we meet at the right time, and there's a match, then we'll work together. So the people that like generally have been finding me in this first year and a half are more the people who have been waiting for me to come online and say I'm available. So basically most of you. But there are some people that come in and there's just a matching resonance and they say, oh, let me try this out. And some of them like will do some of my videos or do a one-on-one session, and they'll get what they need now and then maybe don't feel drawn to come back for a year or ever. So like there are those also. like drive-bys or swing-bys, or let's just see what's here. And yeah, it's all perfect. It's everyone's drawn to exactly what they most need, but we don't always recognize it right away. It's like you might tell somebody about me, let's say, and it might plant a seed that doesn't, actually grow for another 6 months or another year. And then they come back and say, you were telling me about this one guy, and suddenly I have these thoughts that, you know, so we never know how many times somebody has to like, or, they come upon one of my videos and they enjoy it, but they don't just subscribe or anything. And then 6 months later, the algorithm brings one of my videos back in and they're ready this time. And they just find themselves diving in completely, like can't get enough. And so it's all about timing. But I am now here available, which I wasn't for a long time, but that was perfect too. Yeah, great question. Yeah, that's why we keep coming back to doing those pain body clearings where we kind of go deep and um and more the guides are saying we need to heal the collective. Like the best way to heal the personal is to be part of healing the collective. And so more and more in one-on-ones in the chakra series I'm doing right now, um, and in these Wednesday transmissions, there's more and more of that aspect of we as a group have an opportunity to help heal the collective. And we're part of the collective, so that's also helping to heal us. And because we're doing service by doing that, we also get extra benefits. But yes, often, so anyone who's in a light worker kind of service lifetime, you are going to have some openness to feeling the effects of the collective, including the sadness or depression. I mean, there are a lot of people who really are getting to their wits' end. They don't have the higher perspective yet. They just see things like Trump, being a wrecking ball to the US government. Now, from the higher picture, that all has to happen. It all has to collapse in on itself. There's no fixing it through the old means. And that's happening in governments all around the world in various ways, but along the same lines. And then the way of the financial system. So like if somebody's just experiencing that and don't have the higher picture, they're getting more and more depressed. They're getting more and more stressed out. They don't have this trust or faith that something's going to bring them through this. So you start to feel that, you start to vibrate with that. And like one of the past sessions we did here was like, are you being a receiver or are you being a transmitter? Like you don't want to stay stuck in just receiving what the collective is broadcasting to you. The more you consciously say, okay, for right now, okay, I'm feeling some depression. Let's send light and love to everybody in the world who's feeling depressed right now. Well, you're now radiating. That pushes the collective influence away from you because you're now helping to heal it while being bathed in the light and love that you're sending out. And everybody can do that. There's no special gift. Like for me, it helps to use your hands because it's just stating your intention, but you don't need to. You can just imagine you're radiating it from your heart. But for me, I put up my hands and just like let the love and light come through me. And then you turn into a lighthouse that's channeling love and light and healing to the collective. I mean, this is all I did for many years, for decades, before I was told to, become public and start working with people, I would just sit for hours a day transmitting to different world leaders, different situations in the world. And then you're bathed in that. You're bathed in the light. You're bathed in the higher truth. You don't get sucked down into the depressed energy, and you're helping other people to not get sucked down into it. Like they begin to question, they begin to look for YouTube videos that like have a better perspective. Anyhow, great questions. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, there are no hard and fast rules, but you do raise an interesting distinction. So often the guides during these transmissions have us open to the descending divine force that goes all the way through us into the center of the earth, and then from the center of the earth out to the collective. So that's one valid path. That's one valid way for this to work. And especially when you're a group like this, that way works a little bit better. When you're there alone throughout the week and you just want to transmit, like several of my videos open you to the descending divine force, take it all the way to the center of the earth, and then radiate out. It's perfectly fine to stay with that model, but it's also fine to think of it more horizontally, that you're just radiating it out in all directions, all around you, to everybody. And like if you don't visualize well, there's all kinds of other ways to play with this. Like I have this doll figure that I keep around, and like I can put the doll in the chair opposite me and just say, okay, you represent every being on this planet. And then I just radiate to the doll, who's a proxy now for every individual on the planet. Or I played with AI a little bit to try to come up with a non-binary person, like you couldn't tell if they were male or female, and you couldn't tell what race they were. I tried to create this like universal being. So I could put that on my computer and say, okay, you represent everybody in the collective, and I'm going to channel to you. So at times that's a, if you can't visualize, just create some kind of, draw a stick figure on a piece of paper and say, you are the whole world, or draw a circle and say, this is the whole world. There's so many ways to play with it, and you just find what works for you. Yes, welcoming in any way is always a good thing to do. And yes, in that case, if you wish to see, you are a part of the collective. So the minute you say, okay, whatever I'm feeling, I'm going to welcome this as a proxy for the whole collective. That works fine, because like that just invites you to enter into the oneness and play that role for everyone. Whether we're consciously doing that or not, we're always actually doing that. It's like even in every one-on-one session where it's specifically focused on this one individual, that's helping to heal the collective. That's automatically helping to heal everyone. The universal and the personal are just two sides of the same coin. In a one-on-one, I'm focused more on the personal, but it's still healing the universal. In something like this, I'm focused more on like, I enter into a state of oneness with all of you as a group, But there's no clear boundary. That state of oneness includes the collective. It goes all the way out to the all that is, not even just human life on earth. It goes out to every spirit everywhere, always and beyond. So yeah, I mean, it's always happening for the collective. So yes, to consciously say, I want to welcome this not only for myself, but for the collective. Again, you're getting the benefit of this added service that's doing. Yeah. So perfect. Great idea. Okay.